Hey, it's Chris, and in today's video, we're going to talk Peloton Bike Plus after 3 months of use. So what's changed since my original review? Well, let's find out in today's video. So when it comes to the Peloton Bike Plus buying and use experience, let's start off with the delivery first. So I've already talked about the delivery in a previous video. It went great for the most part. But one thing I noticed about a month or so after we got the bike was that some of the bolts and stuff that the delivery people tightened were not tightened, as tight as they should have been. I did a ride without using my headphones because I wanted to hear the new, improved, updated speakers. And when I started the ride, I noticed the bike was squeaking way more than my original bike. I knew that wasn't normal, so I got the wrench, tightened everything up, and it was not as loud, but also of note, it's definitely louder than the original Peloton bike. So when it comes to the new features of the Peloton bike, one of the ones I was least excited about was the auto follow. So this is where you will set your resistance level, which is how hard it is to pedal the Peloton bike. And you hit a little button, and then from that point on, whenever the instructor changes the resistance, it will change it automatically for you. And it'll kind of put it in the range that the instructor is calling out and setting. So what I quickly discovered about this was how awesome it is on days when I want to work out a little easier or even maybe intermediate, and I can set that resistance level and only have to worry about cadence. It's a great way to kind of get in the zone, the flow, whatever you want to call it, and just kind of get lost in the workout and enjoy it. So the next feature I was super excited about on the Peloton Bike Plus was the rotating screen. So I thought now would be a great chance to do those bike boot camps, those strength training classes and all that. But really, I've used it maybe 2 or 3 times since we got the bike. I generally like to do any strength training, any type of classes like that off the bike on my iPad. I like the ability to do it in different rooms, and it's pretty awesome. I could see using the rotating screen if you're a bike boot camp person or you don't have an iPad or a Android tablet, something like that. But the rotating screen was used a lot less than I thought. So the next feature that was added was Gymkit, and this was one that I was excited about, and it delivered. So the initial review 3 months ago, I had some issue getting it to connect. And I'm not really sure if it's the bike got an update and it became quicker, or if I just learned how to use Apple's Gymkit correctly the way it's supposed to be used. So initially I was holding it up to the Peloton logo and nothing was happening. I wasn't waiting long enough and letting it pop up. But then I realized kind of where to hold it, and now it's no issue at all. And it's so awesome that I have to get another heart rate monitor out and put it on whenever riding a Peloton bike. So one thing over the last few months, and I would even say longer than that, and this is something that's not just an issue with the Peloton Bike Plus, but also the Peloton, and that's the class schedules. So Peloton's been doing this. We've been with Peloton over 3 years now, doing Peloton rides, and initially having 4, 5, 6 live classes a day total was kind of understandable with a new growing company that was getting customers with expenses. I get it. But now here we are 3 years later. Peloton's a huge success. It is the name in home fitness equipment now. And it's still, there's just not enough live classes. So ideally, especially in this last year where a lot of people have been working from home or having weird work schedules, being able to anytime within an hour of like, oh man, I want to work out, I got some free time, let me hop on a ride. And really there's times where there's multiple hours, 2, 3, 4, and gaps. And this is during the weekday. And really I think at this point we should be having 24-hour classes, 7 days a week. So I mentioned it earlier in the video, and the final kind of new feature I want to talk about today is those speakers and the upgraded speakers. So the original Peloton bike speakers were absolutely terrible. It was basically a cheap Android tablet on there with cheap Android tablet speakers, and they were basically worthless. So they upgraded it on the new Bike Plus, and I mean, it is a significant upgrade compared to the original Peloton bike. It sounds great, and if you have those days where you come down, you want to do a bike ride, and your headphones are dead, and it doesn't matter how loud you are in your house, you can fire up these speakers and have a great time listening to the music and the instructors. So after owning the original Peloton bike for 3 years and now owning the new Bike Plus for 3 months, so how do I feel about the Bike Plus compared to the original, and do I still recommend both of them? Well, for those of you who do not have a Peloton bike, you want one, you're looking at one, and you can afford the Bike Plus, I highly recommend it. Having all the features so that you never feel like you're missing out on something is without doubt great. You never know when you may want to start bike boot camps or some other type of workout that's offered, and you may not want to be limited by the bike itself. So you really have to decide whether the rotating screen, the auto follow feature, the Gymkit support, and the upgraded speaker are worth that extra money to you. I think for a lot of people, that cheaper bike makes sense. You can get a lot of the same functionality with some cheaper workaround, especially when there are devices like the Pivot, which I have reviewed earlier, that give you that swivel screen. And again, I normally don't use the speakers. I prefer headphones. And the Apple Watch integration is amazing. I do love it, but there are workarounds. You can just use a regular heart rate monitor like I did for 3 years with the original bike. So hopefully you got something good out of this video. Give me a thumbs up down below if you did. If you want to see more videos like this on smart fitness technology, please go ahead and hit subscribe down below. And I'm curious as to what you think. If you have a Peloton Bike Plus, do you think it's loud? Especially if you were someone who had a original Peloton bike and you moved to the Bike Plus, super curious about that one. Do you think it's louder? Because I think mine definitely is. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.